The way you speak to your partner has more power than you may realize. Words carry energy, and that energy can either build a bridge between two people or slowly tear it down. Every sentence, every tone, every little phrase you throw out, whether in love or in frustration, has a ripple effect on your relationship. We often believe it's the big moments that define a partnership, the anniversaries, the vacations, the milestones. But in truth, it's the daily interactions, the quiet conversations, the casual words said over coffee or in a moment of stress that shape the foundation of your relationship. It starts with awareness. You may not even notice how you speak to your partner. Maybe you're tired, stressed, distracted, or simply used to communicating in a way that lacks intentionality. But your words matter. A simple "you never listen to me" can land like a blow to the chest. A sarcastic "well, of course you forgot again" might sound small, but over time it chips away at trust and affection. On the flip side, phrases like "I really appreciate that you did this," or "I know it's been a hard day, and I'm here for you" can light up a person's spirit. Think about it. When was the last time you truly listened to how you speak to your partner? When was the last time you paused before responding in frustration and asked yourself, is this how I want to make them feel? Communication is just about speaking. It's about choosing words that respect, encourage, and affirm. Your partner is not just hearing your words, they're absorbing the meaning and the intent, the emotion behind them. And over time, that becomes the story of your relationship. Every healthy relationship has disagreements. It's not the absence of conflict that makes a relationship strong. It's how you speak during that conflict. Do you accuse, blame, or insult? Or do you express, explain, and seek understanding? There's a massive difference between "you're so selfish" and "I feel hurt when I don't feel considered." One attacks character. The other opens the door for vulnerability. One triggers defensiveness. The other invites empathy. Even in moments of frustration, your language has the potential to either fuel the fire or calm the storm. You can raise your voice and use hurtful language. Or you can express disappointment in a way that invites resolution rather than division. It's not about being perfect. It's about being mindful. Mindful of how your words land. Mindful of whether your communication builds love or breaks it down. We often underestimate how powerful positive reinforcement can be. You might think your partner already knows how you feel, but people need to hear they're loved, appreciated, and valued. Saying "thank you," "I'm proud of you," or "you make my life better" isn't redundant. It's reinforcement. When you speak life into your partner, you water the relationship. And the more you do it, the more emotionally safe, open, and loving the relationship becomes. Tone plays an equally important role. You can say "I'm fine" in a way that clearly communicates that you're not. You can say "what?" in a tone that sounds dismissive, annoyed, or even hostile. Your partner hears not just what you say, but how you say it. The wrong tone can turn a neutral comment into a hurtful one, but the right tone can soften even the most difficult conversation. Sarcasm, mockery, and contempt are silent killers in communication. What might feel like a joke to one person can feel like a deep insult to another. And when sarcasm becomes a habit, it creates an emotional distance. Your partner starts to feel like they're walking on eggshells, never sure if your words are sincere or laced with judgment. If your words constantly carry hidden barbs, it's hard for your partner to feel safe being vulnerable. On the other hand, kindness in speech is one of the most magnetic forces in a relationship. When your words consistently reflect respect, affection, and curiosity, your partner is more likely to open up, to trust, and to reciprocate. You create an environment where emotional connection can thrive. And when your partner feels heard, respected, and cared for, they become more receptive to your needs as well. We can also talk about timing. Knowing when to speak and when to stay silent is an often overlooked skill in relationships. There are times when your partner may be overwhelmed, and launching into a complaint won't serve the moment. There are times when a gentle, supportive word is more powerful than a lecture. Emotional intelligence in communication means being sensitive not only to your words, but also to the emotional climate in which you're delivering them. In long-term relationships, it's easy to slip into patterns, some good, some bad. You may start to take each other for granted, to communicate more out of habit than out of thoughtfulness. But it's never too late to reset the tone of your communication. Even small changes in the way you speak can lead to big changes in how your partner feels. Saying "I love you" more often. Apologizing when you're wrong. Saying "I hear you" when your partner opens up. These are not grand gestures, but they are deeply meaningful. We also need to talk about self-talk and how it spills into our relationship. If you're constantly criticizing yourself, If you are constantly criticizing yourself, speaking harshly to yourself in your mind, you're more likely to speak that way to your partner too. But if you cultivate gentleness, patience, and kindness within yourself, that energy flows outward. The language you use with your partner often reflects your internal dialogue. Heal your own voice, and your relationship's communication will benefit too. Another important factor is how you speak about your partner when they're not around. Do you build them up or tear them down? Do you talk about their flaws or their strengths? Speaking positively about your partner, even in their absence, is a form of loyalty that strengthens the emotional bond. When your partner knows you speak highly of them, it deepens their trust and security in the relationship. One of the most powerful things you can say in a relationship is, "Help me understand." It communicates humility. It tells your partner that you value their perspective. It opens the door to deeper connection. When communication is rooted in curiosity rather than judgment, it naturally draws people closer. It makes your partner feel seen and respected, even when you don't fully agree. And then there are the silent messages. How you speak without words, your eye contact, your body language, your attention. If you're constantly looking at your phone while your partner is speaking, that silence says this: "You're not important enough to have my full attention." If you walk away in the middle of a conversation, it says this: "I don't care enough to stay engaged." So speaking kindly is not just verbal, it's behavioral. It's in your actions, your gestures, your presence. It's also important to remember that everyone has a different communication style, often shaped by upbringing, past relationships, or emotional wounds. What feels normal to one person might feel aggressive or dismissive to another. That's why it's so important to check in with your partner. Ask them, "Does the way I speak to you make you feel loved? Are there ways I can communicate better?" These conversations open the door to real growth. No matter how long you've been together, 1 year or 20, you can always learn to communicate better. You can always learn to communicate better. You can unlearn bad habits. You can choose to replace criticism with encouragement, sarcasm with sincerity, and patience with empathy. Every day gives you the opportunity to shape your relationship with your words. It's not about avoiding conflict or pretending to be happy all the time. It's about building a foundation where both people feel safe, heard, and valued, even when things get hard. Let's be honest. There will be moments when you mess up. You'll say things you regret. You'll speak in anger or frustration. But what matters is what you do next. Own it. Apologize. Repair the damage. Use your words to rebuild. Saying "I was wrong," "I'm sorry," or "I didn't mean to hurt you" are not signs of weakness. They are signs of maturity and love. "I'm sorry," or "I didn't mean to hurt you" are not signs of weakness. They are signs of maturity and love. In fact, those words may be more important than any romantic declaration. And here's something else to consider. The way you speak to your partner teaches them how to speak to you. If you model kindness, patience, and respect, you're more likely to receive it in return. Relationships are mirrors. What you give often reflects back. So when you speak to your partner, don't just think about the moment. Think about the legacy you're building. Every word is a brick in the foundation of your love story. Choose them wisely. Ultimately, your words are not just tools for communication. They are instruments of connection, healing, and love. And when you use them with care, your relationship grows stronger. Your partner feels safer. You feel more understood. And what you build together becomes something beautiful, lasting, and real. So the next time you speak to your partner, pause. Ask yourself, am I speaking to them the way I want to be spoken to? Am I choosing words that build or words that break? Because the way you speak to your partner, day in and day out, is not just a habit. It's the heartbeat of your relationship. And when you start speaking with love, respect, and intention, everything changes. Not overnight, but gradually, steadily, beautifully, one word at a time.